Hello, everyone. Jorge here with Avalos Cloud Native and Nexus Technologies, August 26, 2024. And today's video will be a general talk about crypto, blockchain, DAOs, smart contracts, and the future of what we are doing here with Avalos Cloud Native Technologies, littcloud Canada, and Cloud on the Ground. We are actually looking for people who wants to join our community to make and to have a marketplace apps, whether it's decentralized apps or centralized applications or regular software applications that we can use on Web2 technologies. So let's start with, this is a general talk for you to share with anyone, your friends, your mom, your grandma, anyone will be able to understand these simple topics, okay? So let's go and talk about blockchain technologies, okay? What is blockchain? Blockchain is basically a network, okay? And who are the participants on this network? Well, whoever have the software of the packages to participate on the network, especially for decentralized blockchains. So just remember this, okay? Blockchain here on my left, and blockchain equals network, okay? Just remember that, blockchain, network. And the blockchain also have a ledger or a database of transactions. And most people know that transactions are cryptocurrency. Well, let me tell you something, that cryptocurrency is not the only transaction that blockchain technologies or the network with a ledger, with the accounting book, because that's what the ledger is. It's basically an accounting book that holds all the transactions. And that transaction, once it is stamped on the network, you cannot delete that. You cannot delete it. So this is the value of blockchain technologies. First of all, there is no boss, right? There is no boss. There is no a middle server, a central server, a main server that manages everything and controls everything. There is not something like that. There is no government. The CIA is not there. The FBI is not there. The Canadian government is not there controlling of what people can do and not do. Okay. So let's repeat again, really simple here. Blockchain equals network. But the blockchain, aside that it's a network of computers talking to each other with no central management of servers, right? It also have a ledger that keeps all the transactions. And who has this ledger? Well, every computer that participates in the network have a copy of the ledger, of the accounting book, right? So it means that if one computer does not match or does not have a transaction, means that something is wrong with that computer. They all have to be the same at some point. Doesn't matter how long it takes to update, but they have to match, right? So if that computer, that ledger does not match what other ledgers are having, that computer may be kicked out of the network, of the blockchain, okay? So like I said before, it's not just cryptocurrency. It could be me touching my chain, maybe my chair, maybe blinking, touching something. Anything could be a transaction. Me drinking coffee, that's a transaction right there. And I can say Jorge was able to drink his coffee at this time, 2:42 p.m. in Canada. Okay, so do not please relate blockchain technologies with cryptocurrency at all times, because it's not just cryptocurrency. It is for any transactions. And that's the value. The value is, once the transaction is stamped on the blockchain or the ledger, you cannot change that. Blockchains equals network, no central entity telling us what to do. Also, once the network, once you're doing a transaction, you don't know what computers the blockchain is going to choose to basically finish a transaction or to deploy the transaction on the blockchain. So the blockchain may be choosing 20 computers. Okay, what computers is this going to choose? We don't know. Nobody knows. So let's talk about Bitcoin. So now Bitcoin is cryptocurrency. Blockchain is the actor, the main infrastructure that supports the cryptocurrency for Bitcoin. So let's say a Bitcoin transaction. first of all, before any transaction of Bitcoin gotta get stamped, gets basically how can I call this? It gets on the blockchain, on the layer, like a number. Okay, this happened at this time, 5 Bitcoins, for example. Well, there is a process. There's a process before those 5 Bitcoin got stamped on the ledger. And the process is, first of all, what computers the network choose? We don't know. It's gonna choose that randomly, which is really hard to guess. Why? Because Bitcoin nodes or validators, right? These nodes or computers, validators that are across the globe, many. There is a lot, tons of them. Actually, we should let's ask ChatGPT. Okay, how many nodes or validators does the Bitcoin network today? Let's take a look to ChatGPT here. Okay, so there is between 15 to 20,000 active nodes. Okay, so what does it mean? From 20,000 nodes of computers out there hosting or being part of the Bitcoin network, how can you know what computers is going to choose? That's hard. So even quantum computer, it will be hard to guess what is it, what computers is going to choose. Okay, and also for cryptocurrency, every time you have a wallet, right? A wallet address is like your wallet that have money, cryptocurrency. So before you put that money into the blockchain or the ledger, right, the accounting book, there is a bunch of encryption that happens back and forth, checking. Does he have the money there? Okay. Does he still have it? So every computer, they say the network choosing 20 nodes, right? Every computer is doing the same thing. It's doing a bunch of reversing encryption back and forth before a bunch of checks before it gets on the accounting book, right? So how hard is that for quantum? It's really hard still. Okay, that's why blockchain have a lot of value. Why? There's no entity telling us what to do. The encryption is really hard. You cannot break it. It's hard to guess what computers are going to be chosen for the transaction. There is a bunch of encryptions happening back and forth before the final stamp on the ledger. So, and that's the value. That's exactly what blockchain is. Okay. Now let's talk about big smart contracts. What are smart contracts? Well, don't wrap up yourself there. It's really simple. Smart contracts are basically applications, software. So you can call it software, you can call it applications, right? And on the decentralized blockchains, right, anyone can deploy smart contracts. Anyone. Doesn't matter what age, what color, what religion, what country, what citizenship. Anyone can participate on decentralized blockchains. And these applications, smart contracts. So let's do this way exactly how we did it for blockchain. So smart contracts equals application. Blockchain equals network, a ledger, because a network connecting computers together, and also the actual database that holds and stamp all these applications. Transactions. So blockchain network, smart contracts, applications. Okay, applications, smart contract runs on top of the blockchain. Easy. Now you know what blockchain is. Now you know what the smart contracts are. Okay, but now there is a lot more than that. Now, so you already learned. You're already learning that it's not just cryptocurrency. It could be any transaction of any kind, right? Something physical, something digital, doesn't matter. You're learning what blockchain is. You're learning what smart contracts are. Okay, that's great. But now I need to tell you something really huge that's happening right now. There is not only one blockchain. So Bitcoin is one blockchain. Solana is another blockchain. Ethereum is another blockchain. Okay. Sui is another blockchain. Arbitrum is another blockchain. Sai is another blockchain, kinda. No, not Sai. What else? Another one. Polygon is another blockchain. Let's call we call it layer ones. Layer one blockchain. Let's call here. Let's see if I have more idea of maybe I'm missing one of the important ones. Okay, that's okay. We don't need this, but okay. So now we have many blockchains, and we call it layer ones. So Ethereum, Solana, Bitcoin. Let's talk about these three, the most common ones. What are the most common blockchains? Decentralized blockchain, right? Solana, Ethereum, Bitcoin. Great. There is a lot. There's a lot more than that, okay? So what happened with these three blockchain? Well, in my point of view, since I'm a technology person, as someone who loves technology, I'll tell you something. We know that right now you're watching me, you're on YouTube, and you know that we are using Web2 technologies to get access to me for you to watch this video. Well, those decentralized blockchains, right, are also separate internets, but no one controls this internet. No one does it. There is no ISP. There's no regulations in there. There's no something really fancy. You just play, go play. So now Solana is on it is his own internet. Bitcoin is his own internet. Ethereum it is his own internet. So we got three internets. But like I said, there is tons. There's a many other. I'm just mentioning the main ones. So now these three blockchains, layer ones, we call it layer ones because they're the base network. Okay, layer one. Now they have an ecosystem on top of each blockchain. That's why I call these that they are internets. One internet, another internet, another internet. So now we have three internets. Why I say that they are internets? Because they have an ecosystem on top of this. And what is the ecosystem? Well, they have smart contracts, applications that solve problems. Some of them don't have a real use case, and they call them meme coins. Some of them are just people playing and practicing around. That's okay. But anyone has the right to deploy smart contracts. Anyone can do it, even yourself. So you can also so now we have three internet, but now there is like hundreds of internets right now. So some internets like Solana is super fast, right? Bitcoin is pretty much Bitcoin, and now there is some other like they call it can't remember the name right now, but and there is also Ethereum. So we got three layer ones blockchain, three ecosystems that have applications on top of this. Now there is something more interesting on top of this. Let's talk about Ethereum so I don't get you confused. Ethereum, I say that it is one ecosystem. Well, this Ethereum network now that has something called roll-ups. Roll-ups. Now Ethereum have blockchains on top of the layer one. So Ethereum is here, and now we have blockchain here, blockchain here, blockchain here. And these roll-ups or blockchains, they do their authentication between their own blockchain, right? They have nodes, they have validators for their own blockchain. But in the end of the transaction, there is a few different processes because different roll-ups, they work in different ways. In the end, what they gotta come back to the Ethereum network for what? For security. Why? Because there is a dilemma about blockchain technology. You have to choose between security, if you can scale your applications and this and that. There is problems, so you have to choose. Well, Ethereum is really secure with proof of stake. We're gonna go there in a bit. So people say, well, I don't want to use Ethereum because it's too expensive, right? And my application does not run really well in here. Well, they create another blockchain on top of Ethereum, right? To satisfy their needs or their application needs or whatever requirements they have. They have their own consensus sometimes, right? But in the end, they're gonna come back to layer one, Ethereum. Okay. So now you know about rollups and other concepts. So if you're sending money, for example, Arbitrum, right, is a blockchain, a separate blockchain that works on top of Ethereum. But Arbitrum in the end gotta use the security of Ethereum. Arbitrum maybe they made it to make it more scalable, more like increase speed or maybe just to maybe to make better the prices of the Ethereum transactions sometimes are really expensive. So some people is like trying to fight against that. So for you to be a validator or a node validator, to have a computer at home or in the cloud, to participate on the Ethereum network, you have to put down 32 Ethereum, which is crazy. That's a big amount. Ethereum right now is like $3,000, something like that. So 3,000 times 32, wow, that's a lot of money, right? So not everyone can be part of the network of Ethereum. But for other networks like Solana or Arbitrum, or any roll-up, right? Like Optimus, Arbitrum, those ones are roll-ups on top of the Ethereum network. So now you know roll-ups, you know blockchain, you know smart contracts. Let's talk about consensus, all right? Consensus. So Ethereum use a consensus for authentication between the computers and proving or validating transaction of the network. It's called proof of stake, okay? That's one method. Now Bitcoin use something called proof of work, right? Solana use proof of history. And each of them, every consensus mechanism that you're listening to me right now, is basically have their own encryption methods, or the way they authenticate is separate from each other. And they have advantages and disadvantages, all depending of your final goals for your own blockchain. You can have your own blockchain, you can have your own smart contract. And this is what is giving this is the reason why blockchain and smart contracts took so much power, right? Because they say we see some kind of freedom in here. There is no censorship. We can do whatever we want. Of course, that it also brings problems to society and to other communities and systems and stuff like that. And that's the reason myself, Jorge, I have a company called Littcloud Canada, and we focus on developing centralized blockchain technologies. Okay, why do we do that? Because we think that in the future, a lot of companies will be implementing centralized blockchain technologies. Why? Because it reduces costs, the cost of implementing many systems. Okay. Also, because people want to have proof that something really happened that way. It's a stamp on the blockchain. Let's say you can have a video recording, and that was the original footage of the someone, I don't know, stealing a van or a car, and then you put that on the blockchain, right? Well, that's actually what happened. It's a stamp of the blockchain. It is just an example for everything. So there is proof of history, proof of work, and proof of stake. There is many blockchains. Every blockchain have an ecosystem. Every blockchain have roll-ups or blockchain on top of the main layer one blockchain, like Bitcoin, Solana, and Ethereum. Every blockchain have the smart contracts. We already say that, applications. And now there is also a new protocol for privacy, like CK knowledge, they call it CK knowledge. And there is a few different kinds. Let's navigate through that, for example. So what is CK? Okay. Your best friend here. I don't mind showing how to use ChatGPT here, because to be honest, the entire planet is using ChatGPT and other AI tools, right? So it says here, CK typically refers to zero knowledge in the context of cryptography and blockchain technology. Zero knowledge, or CK, concepts are particularly important for enhancing privacy and escapability in various applications, including blockchain networks. And here are some of the key aspects of zero knowledge. What are they? Okay, so there is definition. Okay, let's see what is the real definition for zero knowledge. A zero knowledge proof is a cryptographic method by which one party, the prover, can prove to another party, the verifier, that they know a value or solution to a problem without revealing the actual value or any other information apart from the fact that they know it. So it's like me, when I go to the ATM, I put my debit card, I put my code and all that. Well, I didn't need to enter my name. The card is doing it for me. And they do their math. Okay, this is this person. That's just the most simple concept that I can think of right now. Okay. It also says that how this gets used in blockchain, where CK proof are used to ensure privacy in blockchain transactions. For instance, they allow a user to prove they have enough funds to make a transaction without revealing the exact amount of details of their account. This is pretty good too. So now you got roll-ups. So sorry, you got layer one's blockchain. Now you got roll-ups, which another blockchain on top of Ethereum, for example. And now that roll-up probably has CK, right? CK proof for privacy, which is really cool. So you don't have to be proving this is my name, this is the amount. The math, the algorithms, the cryptography wouldn't distinguish each other without revealing the actual information. So it looks like there is different kind. There is zero knowledge proof, and this one has two different kind. The CK snarts and the CK starts. Okay, so let's take a look to the first one. Zero knowledge Sunset Nord. Oh, what a long name. Zero knowledge using non-interactive arguments or knowledge. Features. They are efficient zero knowledge proof. They are above SUSIN. The proof size of small and non-interactive. The proof doesn't require multiple rounds of interaction between the prover and verifier. So it looks like it's not that heavy. They don't need to be proving like many times, right? Use cases. What do they, okay, let's see, where do they use the CK snarks? It looks like it is widely used in privacy-focused cryptocurrency like Zcash. Zcash. Oh, we know Zcash. Alexa, off. So we know Zcash. Zcash was actually, the government is trying to put it down. It's banned. Why? Because it has so much privacy. Governments don't like that. Entities don't like that because they don't know what's happening. So people now is being arrested. And you know what happened with the guy from Telegram? You know that now in Telegram, you can actually do transactions in Bitcoin and much more and any cryptocurrency. And there is now, Telegram now is a huge application. And Telegram now have bots. You have a channels where you can actually interact with the bot and buy and sell cryptocurrency. Well, someone got arrested in France a few days ago because they don't like how much privacy. And I saw someone online saying why the creators of SSL didn't get arrested. I know that you may not be understanding this, but this is encryption. So we have encryption before. People who created protocols never got arrested. The government asks you, hey, I need you to protect personal information. I need you to protect this. I need you to protect that. Now people is coming with crazy on saying like cryptographic methods and ways of protecting information, but the government is not liking it. So what do? Do we get information to get exposed and then we pay fines and maybe go to jail? Or maybe the government is like, okay, there is a way for me to get access to it so I can keep sniffing at people's life and everything else and make them weak and maybe we keep making them poor. I'm not sure. It's all up to you how you want to reframe this. So let's go to the second one. CK starts. Zero knowledge, scalable, transparent arguments on knowledge. So features. CK starts are an alternative for CK snarks. Okay, why? Offering improved scalability and transparency. They do not require a trusted setup phase, making them more secure in certain contexts. Okay, so there is not a trusted setup phase. Again, wondering how it works. So it's more scalable. You can increase it, and that boosts transparency. Okay, different than the other one where it doesn't require a lot of interaction between each other. And also it's used for CK Cash, and the second one is used for the CK stars are used in various blockchain projects and are being explored by large-scale data privacy and integrity solution. It's good for data, looks like large scale. Now let's go to CK rollups, what I was talking about. Okay, what are CK rollups? Remember I said another blockchain on top of the main blockchain? Okay, let's read about it. So CK rollups are a layer 2 scaling solution for blockchains, particularly Ethereum. They bundle multiple transactions off the chain into a single batch and then use zero knowledge proof to validate those transactions on chain. So they got, let's say, Arbitrum layer 2, layer 1 Ethereum. Okay, layer 1 Ethereum, layer 2 Arbitrum, which is a blockchain. But Arbitrum will not work if Ethereum was not there. Why? Because they make it. They made it on top of Ethereum. So what happening with this? It is the Arbitrum does a bunch of transactions, okay? And then it creates a batch transactions, only one single batch. And then they use the CK knowledge proof to validate transactions. We already know what is CK proof, right? There is a method, cryptographic, proof, the prover, the verifier. Is a process in there. What are the benefits? Well, you can scale the applications and security. Let me see. Looks like the bundle transactions are guaranteed. So even if you're putting everything in one batch to dump this transaction, this batch into the Ethereum network to check for security, after the CK proof have been done too, the checks, then Ethereum is like, yeah, I can trust this. Let me stamp this somewhere. Okay. And then what are they using for? It's used to scale the decentralization without compromising security. Why? Because it's using Ethereum security. So that's pretty good. So now I have been here 26 minutes. You learned a little bit about blockchain, network, smart contracts, applications. You learn about layer twos, rollups, right? Blockchains on top of another blockchain. You learn about CK privacy, right? There is two different kinds too. There is the two ways of basically proving the transaction. You got CK snarks, CK starts, right? And also you got roll-ups, other blockchains, and much more. You learn about Zcash. We also mentioned about privacy and how people is going to jail today for having a lot of encryption, a lot of cryptography, and governments and entities, they don't like that. Telegram, the guy went arrested. Well, who knows? Who knows? There is people actually doing weird stuff. I don't have proof, so I cannot say. I'm not following all that in details. But I'm just concerned that if you have so much data and you need to protect your consumers, your customers, yourself, they don't like it. But if you get hacked, you have to pay a fine. You have to go to jail. You gotta go to court. You gotta defend yourself. Well, that's good. So I'm gonna invite you to come to my website, littcloud.ca. Okay, come to littcloud.ca. And I have I think I have a channel here where you can read about CryptoLinks. So let's go to CryptoLink. In here, you will find the channels that I watch, the news that I read every day. Okay. And also, I do have another for downloads here. If you want to get started with blockchain engineering, there is a book here, Tokenization Playbook, and Blockchain Security. And we got a lot of different documents in here, including AI and blockchain together. Because what's gonna happen in the future? AI is basically the future and the present. Right now, if you're not trying to onboard AI into your company, your systems in tech, you're falling far behind. Okay. Now, blockchain also helps to deal with the problems that AI is causing by having proof. Who was it? Was that my face or was that AI? Well, maybe we have a solution. Blockchain is going to be the interception to help with AI problems. So let's talk about my work. What I do. Well, I work with cyber technologies, endpoint security, networking. And sometimes once I learn how blockchain works, there's a lot of systems that I will not need. You still need to have observability for your networks or the blockchain. You're probably gonna be using AI to help with fraudulent transactions and much more. And you know what? Technology is getting so crazy and it is changing so fast. So if you are willing to learn and be part of my community with Lit Cloud Canada, Cloud Underground, and be able to learn cybersecurity, smart contracts, blockchain, DevSecOps, and anything to do with the software development life cycle, right? And you want you want to come and play with the underground Nexus, which is basically a box, a sandbox. I call it the everything IT, because the only thing you use the box, you just get people to start developing. They don't need to worry about IT, infrastructure. We have everything. So we teach all these concepts about cloud native and microservices, which is basically pretty much being used everywhere with open source. And we love to scale. So whatever we make in-house, we try to make it with vendors products too as well. In the public cloud, private cloud, we talk about Kubernetes, Docker containers. We talk about clustering, uh, redundancy, failover, automation with Terraform, Puppet, Chef. All these concepts, you don't need 10 years in a school for you to scale up your new skills and decide what is it that you want to be. Do you want to be a platform engineer? Do you want to be a SRE engineer? Do you want to be a blockchain engineer, smart contracts, a cybersecurity? You name it, but we teach you all the basics for you to, boom, open your mind to say, wow, there is so many careers and there is so much that I have to do and learn. Where should I go? Even myself, I have that question sometimes because I like pretty much, I would love to know a little bit of everything. If we're talking about programming language, there is two main programming language used right now. Go is the man, right? Go, Rust, Java, JavaScript, TypeScript. So come and learn, join my team, littcloud Canada, join Cloud Underground, where I have my mentorship and much more. So if you like these kind of videos, if you find this informative, if you find this being useful for you and your career and your future, and you feel connected with me, and you feel like you have the need to find people who wants to take you to the next level, whether it's personal development, becoming an entrepreneur, hustling with us, hey, feel free to come. I'm gonna leave my website, my website on the description here. You can contact me anytime. Let me open my website here. So let me just show you how to get there. You're gonna go into littcloud.ca, right? Click home and feel free to book over here. And if you like, this is my personal WhatsApp number. Send me a WhatsApp or Telegram here, okay? It's not a problem. We also help people to get certified, Hyperlayer Fabric certified if you want to. I do have some study materials you can use too. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube videos. Follow me on all my social media. This is my partnership here, Cloud Underground, Nipo, Security. Yeah, I'm also working on a project for Canadians. I want to deploy a blockchain for Canadians where people is basically a node or validator at home, where we're not dependent on your phone or some OS, some vendor. People have the right to have their own communication between citizens. That's exactly what I'm doing. For what? Hey, to help you with adoption, of Web3 technologies, to help communities, native communities, homeless people. I'm launching a token on the Solana network. I already have the whole roadmap for the project. So feel free to check my website. It is called the All Canada Blockchain. It's coming out soon. And yeah, have a good day. Thank you very much. And have a good rest of the week. Happy Monday. And hopefully, happy Friday soon. Take care. Bye.